Welcome to another episode here at Deep Mountain Security. Today I want to go over one thing you can do to help protect stuff on your computer. So there's a lot of things you can do. I've already kind of gone over some different encryption programs. Encrypt, we kind of touched over that briefly. I'm going to show you a little bit more in-depth way that you can do to protect your system. But I also kind of want to know it makes it slightly more difficult for people to hack into your computer and reset your password should you lose it. So either don't lose your computer or connect it to your Microsoft account so you can use that to reset your password if you have another reset password email or some other way to do that. But anyways, what I'm going to show you how to do here is fairly simple. It's actually, we're going to go ahead and encrypt the hard drive. Woohoo, yay, right? Okay, anyways, so Microsoft has a built-in hard drive encryption utility called BitLocker. So you can find that just by searching it, or you can go through the control panel and go to System and Security and then figure out where in the world is BitLocker, go into here, and then we can manage it in here. So we can go ahead and turn on BitLocker. Now, I don't have my TPM going through to my virtual machine, but anyways, this will take you through a couple different things, and you can kind of go through this little wizard thingy right here, say yes, I want to install it, or whatever. You can even click on this little button if you actually wanted to get specific system requirements, and it is going to require that you do have some form of trusted platform module, a TPM device, which is essentially a hardware level security module device thingy that kind of keeps hardware-based security stuff. So, you know, you might need some different things or whatever. And that's a little bit more in-depth to set up, I suppose. But, so I don't know if you guys want a video on that. But that's, you know, that's one thing you can do. And so I just kind of wanted to show you guys what happens when you encrypt it. So I could use access and stuff like that, but what it's going to do is it's going to make it so when I boot to my computer, let's say that I'm an attacker or somebody and I want to gain access to some files that you have on your hard drive. You know, they may or may not be encrypted if they're encrypted. Maybe they're not. You know, I know I can get access to them. So right now I don't have the BitLocker icon next to my thing. But if it had the little BitLocker icon on my hard drive, then that'd mean it would be encrypted. So what that allows me to do is if I reboot my machine to something like a USB flash drive, like I've shown you in previous videos how to build, so that way you can boot to a Linux distribution, etc., that generally gives you access to your hard drive. Now, what you can do if you have access to the physical machine, you can reboot to your flash drive, and from there, you have access to the entire system. You can go in and modify the contents of the hard drive, and extract password files, and credentials, and other crazy things, and you can just do all kinds of messed up stuff, pretty much. So, yeah, kind of crazy stuff. Anyhow, so, pretty much, yeah, that would prevent, if you were to encrypt your hard drive, that would prevent anybody from rebooting your computer and going in and accessing your files and doing stuff that you probably don't want them to have access to. Now, I'm also going to say that not everybody wants to do this. For example, if you know you're most likely to forget your password, your computer is in a, you know, fairly secure environment, you're not worried about anybody stealing it and taking your data, and you have no valuable data to protect, minus all the photos of the kids that you took on that, you know, trip last year or something like that, you know. But that's more of like something you probably want to have on a hard drive or backed up to the cloud or somewhere secure and encrypted someplace else offline, maybe in a, I don't know, in a vault in a bank or something. You know, that's the kind of stuff that, you know, you want to make sure that you have residual access to. That's not necessarily the kind of stuff that you want to prevent somebody from stealing, you know. Oh no, he's going to take a picture of, you know, the attacker's going to hack into my system and steal all my photos, you know. I mean, if you have nude photos, then maybe you want to worry about that more. But you probably shouldn't have those anyways, you know. I don't. So, yeah. That's just a bad idea. Anyways, so, you know, it prevents... It's a layer of physical security more than anything else, you know. If an attacker gains remote access to your operating system from an online source, you know, so if they gain something, access, and they've got a process running in Task Manager, and, you know, it's running something that gets a network connection going, out to the internet or something, who knows, then, they might be able to get back in and get data anyways. So more than anything else, BitLocker's kind of like a physical security type of situation. So, maybe if I have a computer and it sits in a public environment like, I don't know, at a mall, and I'm not always there to process my credit cards or whatever, I go home for the night because, I want to have a life outside of selling, I don't know, pretzels at the mall, because people sell pretzels at the mall, and they're usually pretty good. Anyways, so, you probably, if, it's not going to be behind bars, one of the kiosk stations or whatever, and it kind of sits out a little bit more, sure, the mall has cameras and security guards and door locks and stuff like that overnight or whatever. But who's to say some random person in the middle of the day when you're off on your lunch break and the pretzel shop is closed? Why is the pretzel shop closed for lunch breaks? It should probably be open. But let's just hypothetical situation. You close the pretzel shop so you can go take a lunch break at someone else's pretzel shop. And you're worried that somebody might come up and try to hack into your computer even though it's powered off and everything, so, let's, maybe that just randomly happens. That'll never happen. But you never know. Encrypting your hard drive with BitLocker would essentially prevent somebody from gaining access and stealing your secret recipes to your pretzels while you're not there and off eating somebody else's pretzels, even though yours are probably better because you have secret recipes now stored on your hard drive. I'm just making up hypothetical situations here. This could be any berserko crazy thing you want to implement, So once again, this is more for physical security than anything else. If I'm at home, and I really don't keep secret recipes that I don't want the world to have on my offline computer, and, I'm probably not super worried about somebody coming in and taking my hard drive and stealing my files. I mean, unless you have, like, I don't know, maybe this contained passwords, or you have a... Why are you saving your passwords in an unencrypted text file in the first place? Don't do that. So be smart. Don't leave stupid files lying around that people can come in and take. Don't do it. And I'll just stress that again. Don't do it. Haha, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I can probably make a song out of that. I won't bore you with that. That'll be boring. And crazy. And I'm crazy, but not that crazy. So, yeah, physical security more than anything else. And you can probably stop watching here because I'll probably blab on about physical security for another 2 minutes or so. But yeah, so, I'm probably not terribly worried about somebody coming in, stealing my hard drive, and trying to steal the files off my hard drive because I really don't have anything on my hard drive to steal. Now, if I had something on my hard drive to steal, then I might want to encrypt it. If I had my computer in a vulnerable location, you might want to encrypt it. If I, have sensitive government documents on my computer, which I shouldn't because I'm on a home computer, but if you're at work at a sensitive location that deals with sensitive information, whether that be users' credit cards, social security numbers, classified information, stuff, maybe your job requires some kind of a security clearance, your hard drives probably, if they aren't, should be encrypted to some point, and your employer most likely takes care of this for you already if you're at work or something like that, and there's a reason this stuff is encrypted, because it's supposed to be sensitive and nobody else is supposed to get to it. That's kind of a given. It's encrypted. Hello. You don't want people to access it. However, if you're at home and, you use your computer for nothing more than games, you probably don't need BitLocker. If you're a student and you go to school and you have homework on your laptop, you probably don't need BitLocker. I mean, honestly, unless you're like a friend like me, but worse because I'm a good guy. I doubt people are going to try and steal your homework. Like, honestly, I want your research essay. The plagiarism. No, your teacher's probably going to catch that anyways because they're going to realize that another student submitted the exact same thing. So, really, there's not a lot of situations for a standard home user, student, mom, dad, kid, child, gaming enthusiast for a reason for you to encrypt your BitLocker. Nobody's going to come up and steal your source code to your League of Legends game because you're not the developer, you're the player. But, if you were the developer and, maybe you make, most situations you probably don't need to encrypt your hard drive. However, if you're like a home developer, you're making apps, you're making tools and utilities and proprietary games or whatever, maybe you're an indie developer, you run your own home-based stuff or something, you're starting off a studio, maybe a small business, maybe you might want to turn on BitLocker, so one thing to do is, to kind of evaluate your situation. Do you have stuff on your computer that's worth a hacker trying to get access to? And that's the big thing, I suppose, question that you could use to evaluate yourself. Do I have something that somebody could get access to? If I do, then should I have that on my computer? If it's password files, credit card numbers, social security numbers, etc., you probably don't. However, if you have, so you should probably delete those off, and you probably don't need BitLocker. However, if you have stuff like secret recipes, sensitive documents, classified information, business stuff, financials, tax documents, stuff that might contain sensitive information that you need to have copies of, you might want to use BitLocker to encrypt your hard drive. If you're not already encrypting your files with something like Encrypt, or I don't know. Once again, you don't have to use Encrypt. You can use any kind of application that'll do the same thing, as long as it's, a good application and not malware that's actually stealing your data in the background. And I could verify some of these things if you wanted me to do some tests on some of these free stuffs out there. I don't know. Or let me know in the comments below what you think. But anyways, that kind of concludes the video for today. So yeah, physical security, fantastic. Maybe you need it, maybe you don't. Ask yourself the right questions, figure out whether or not you have stuff somebody wants to steal, and either encrypt your hard drive or don't, depending on how much you care about recovering your passwords versus data versus everything. So yeah, this is Deep Mountain Security. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great night.